Welcome to my DIY kitchen cabinet crash course. On the left is our ugly dated kitchen that came with our house when we bought it. On the right are new custom kitchen cabinets that were designed and built by yours truly. And we'll pan over to the other side of our kitchen and check out the cabinets on either side of our stove. In the process of building new cabinets, I also freed up some space near the stove. You can save thousands of dollars by building your own kitchen cabinets, and I'm going to show you how I did it. First, I went to the local lumber yard and picked up a pair of 4 foot by 8 foot, 3/4 inch thick sheets of plywood. I marked up each sheet with the cuts I would need to wind up with cabinet floors, sides, and even some cabinet drawer materials. Now, I used a very crude diagram to come up with this plan for cutting up these plywood sheets, because plywood sheets, especially 3/4 inch ones, are not inexpensive. Here's the very crude diagram that I used to plan out how I wanted to make the plywood sheet cuts. I used a combination of a circular saw for longer rip cuts and a table saw for finer cuts where possible. I used a Craig brand pocket hole jig set to assemble our kitchen cabinet boxes. There are other brands out there as well. Here's a demo on how these jigs work using scrap lumber. Even with a single specialized wood screw in place, these sets provide amazing strength when you use them to fasten two cabinet walls together. You may want to add wood glue to your own cabinet constructions. If you do, you'll have almost indestructible kitchen cabinets, probably stronger than what you could ever buy at a big box home improvement store. And of course, you'll have solid wood cabinets as opposed to fiberboard cabinets. All right, for the cabinets on either side of our stove, I elected to build the cabinet floors in place, as I also put in new tile where the stove will eventually land. I used a combination of scrap plywood along with some 2x4s to build the bases for the cabinets on either side of the stove. Here's a view of the cabinet wall facing away from the stove. You'll note the jig cavities, which will eventually be covered up with wood filler. Then the wall will be sanded and painted with high gloss paint. And yes, of course, I'll be removing this ugly floor right there and replacing it with tile. Let's take a look inside this cabinet box. It's pretty basic, not much going on here, just plywood, and on top is the butcher block top, which of course is fastened with angle irons. And here's a shot of the lower portion of that same cabinet. And you can see there's a little imperfection in the cut on that back wall. It doesn't need to be perfect. It will always be invisible. Now I'm using some lumber to assemble the facing frames for these cabinet boxes. And I used my handy dandy Craig jig once again to put in some jig cavities to assemble these face frames. And I'll give another demo with the Craig jig. This particular piece of lumber is going to get a wood screw on either end of it. Let me knock out some of the sawdust right here. And then I'm going to remove this C-clamp and give you a close-up look of the Craig jig sandwich, for lack of a better term. I'm using a thin piece of wood underneath this piece of lumber so I don't nick or dent up the lumber with the C-clamp. All right, here's an assembled cabinet facing frame. This particular frame is going to go onto the cabinet box to the left side of the stove. Of course, once these frames are mounted onto the cabinet boxes, those cavities won't be visible. Here's the frame for the cabinet on the right side of the stove. And once again, I'm using the Craig jig set to fasten the frames to the cabinet boxes. Now, this is a working kitchen. Like many of you, I don't have the luxury of shutting down our kitchen for days on end while I build cabinets. So you'll see there's paper towels, there's paper products, there's pots and pans here and there as I'm actually building the new cabinets. That's just the way it is. Here's the new tile, a little shot of that. That cavity you see right there has appeared because I removed an old cabinet that was taking up that space. So I was able to give our kitchen a new efficient design along with new cabinets. Here's a cabinet that will be located near the kitchen sink on the other side of the kitchen away from the stove. You can see the facing frame there is basically a double frame. And here I'm using wood glue to start assembling the kitchen cabinet drawers. And also, just like the cabinet sides, I use 3/4 inch plywood to build the cabinet drawers. Here I'm using Phillips head wood screws. I don't recommend those though. I would recommend you use Torx headed screws to assemble your cabinets and cabinet drawers. Even with pre-drilled holes, it's just too easy to strip the heads of these Phillips head wood screws. So use the Torx head screws instead. On the bottom for this particular drawer, yes, you can see I wisely marked it right there. I used 7 screws. Again, I think you should use Torx headed screws. And once this assembly is complete, I'll have a super heavy duty, very strong cabinet drawer. Okay, up next I'm going to show you how I built the faces for the cabinet drawers, so stay tuned for that. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.